Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Michael and we're going to be getting right back into some more Reddit stories. If you enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Now, without further ado, let's begin. This story was made by a throwaway account in the relationship advice subreddit. The post is titled, "Really New GF Invited Me to Go to Christmas. I am an oops baby, something my family has constantly reminded me of since I was little. My brother, sister, and sister were all planned by our parents. I was the result of a drunken fun night on New Year's Eve, according to my dad. I've never been close to my siblings due to the large age gap. My parents were never mean, but they never went out of their way to show me the same love that my siblings got. For instance, when I was younger, I was in choir. I used to love to sing, but no one in the family ever came to see me perform. I was told, we are busy or we have other plans, so I gave up singing. But I remember them going to my other siblings' dance events. So I gave up on doing anything other than working on my computer and playing with my friends. I stuck to getting good with computers and in doing so ended up in a good job where I've been working for almost 10 years now. I started at the bottom of IT and have worked my way up to being a manager for about 15 people. However, being in IT means I occasionally have to miss family events as well as some holidays because where I work is 24/7 split into 12-hour shifts. Due to this, over the years, I've been accidentally forgotten to be invited because we figured you were working without actually asking me. This has been a recurring issue with my family, forgetting to ask me to join them or making excuses as to why I wasn't invited. However, one thing I could always rely on was being able to show up on Christmas Eve and still feel like I belonged, even if it was later in the evening. Most of the love I felt came from my nieces, who always think of me as the cool uncle and are always happy to see me. I happened to stop over at my folks' house yesterday, and while there, I saw my nieces. My nieces started asking if I was excited for Christmas as we get to hang out in a cabin this year. I looked confused and asked my mom what they were talking about, and she looked obviously embarrassed and said everyone made plans back in June to celebrate in a rental cabin in Vermont for Christmas. I kid you not, she looked at me and said, "We all figured you had to work again and couldn't get the time off, so everyone figured you wouldn't mind missing one Christmas." Had they said something, I could have taken the time off. To say I was and am heartbroken is an understatement. I get that I'm an oops baby and not really ever thought of much if ever, but to just be left alone for Christmas on purpose. How does a family do that to someone? I just turned around, hugged my nieces goodbye, and left. I didn't even say goodbye to my mom. I pride myself on being a strong individual, especially given how my family has always treated me. But not going to lie, I actually cried on the way home. Never in my life have I felt so rejected, especially by people who are supposed to love me. I couldn't even ask her when they planned on telling me or if they planned on telling me. What would have happened if I showed up after work and no one was there? I just left. I probably should have stayed, but I was hurting too much to really care at the moment. Now, here's my dilemma. I have a new girlfriend, Zoe, and by new, I mean we've only been going out and seeing each other since just after Thanksgiving. I sent her a text when I got home telling her what happened as I had to talk to someone. She kind of knows about my family. Being in such a new relationship, I didn't want to unload all my baggage on her, but she does know that my family and I don't have a standard type of relationship. Anyway, she has invited me to go with her to celebrate Christmas with her family. I haven't given her an answer yet. In previous relationships, we were together months before the invite to Christmas ever came up. However, this is the first relationship where it's only been a few weeks. So I'm asking the people of Reddit for their advice. Would going with Zoe to her families be a good idea? Being that this is so new, is there a potential downside? Would it be better to be gracious and thank her for the invite, but decline? Or accept the invite and go? By the way, I do have to work Christmas Eve again this year, but not Christmas Day, so that's a plus, I guess. I've rambled enough. Sorry this got a little too long. Update. First, thanks to those that commented on my first post. I wasn't really sure if I should go or not, but it was the best decision I ever made. When I told my GF that I would love to go with her, she was really happy. I did what others suggested and bought a really nice bottle of wine for her family and a few gifts for my GF. I expected a bit of awkwardness when we arrived, but none of that happened. When we arrived and I met her family, I was treated like I belonged there. I had a great time, we had some really great food and played some games, and overall it was a great experience experience and much different than any Christmas I ever had with my family. Speaking of which, my mom called me while I was at my GF's family. I don't think they were happy about it by the tone of her voice. When they called, we were in the middle of playing Pictionary and everyone was having a good time. She asked where I was and I told her. I wished her a Merry Christmas and hung up the phone and then turned it off. I wasn't gonna let her ruin a good time. When it was time to go, everyone thanked me for coming and said they hoped I had a good time. I don't think I could wipe the smile off my face even if I wanted to. It was such a nice and loving group of people. I know this relationship is still super new, but the amount of love I received from my GF and her family really makes me hope that this works out. I've never felt in my whole life what I felt on Christmas. As someone posted on my first post, it felt like a Hallmark movie of sorts. I know it's just all the new feelings, but if anything I've learned, I deserve more than what little my family gives me. Thanks again, everyone, for talking me into going. Best decision ever. I'm a Mean Bear said, I'm so glad the person posting got to find out what Christmas is supposed to be like. He is one of the people who needs to figure out that family doesn't always mean blood. I hope that he can find the strength to go at least low contact with his family. To this, Mega Mose said, people with difficult families put up with it because they're afraid of being alone. I have a difficult family, and frankly, I'd rather be by myself. A lot of people just aren't comfortable with that. Technical B said, that's how my dad's family treated him growing up and for the rest of his life. I wouldn't have been able to imagine the destruction that this behavior causes without seeing it firsthand. It is so unbelievably heartbreaking to watch someone feel unloved by the people who made him. This next post was made in the True Off My Chest subreddit by a throwaway account. The post is titled, My friend showed me pictures of a cute girl. It was actually him cross-dressing and he looked really good. I was hanging out with my friend last night. He showed me some pictures of a girl in a few sexy outfits. I figured this was someone he was talking to or something. He asked me what I thought and I was honest. I thought she looked great and said I was jealous if he was going out with her. He was pretty smug about it and I thought he was just glad I approved or something. Today he texted me and told me those pics were him and that he was happy I thought he looked good dressed like that. He's also asking if I'd like to see more and I'd be lying if I said I didn't. Oh god, my friend is hot. Update. I spent the night at his place. I had a great time and will be doing that again. He's inviting me over again tonight, so he must have had fun too. Update 2, a bit over a week ago I posted here, which helped me process some surprising feelings I had toward my friend when he showed me pictures of himself dressed in women's clothing. There were lots of requests for updates, so I'll give one. I've been over at his place almost every night since I made the post. We quickly realized that while it was probably rushing things a bit, we wanted more than a friends with benefits situation. So now we're dating. We've gone out on 2 dates already and had dinner with my family to let everybody know last night. He's been over at my parents' house dozens of times over the years, but he was nervous as hell because he'd always just been there as a friend. It was really cute watching him fidget while I finished getting ready. Mom, Dad, and my sister were supportive as I knew they would be. My mom has been very open about him being her favorite of my friends, so having an excuse to have him around more is a bonus. Dad made a few cracks about not having to worry about another pregnancy scare. My sister was acting smug, claiming she always knew we'd end up dating, which is just dumb. She had no clue. Hell, I had no idea. My sister's an idiot. Our mutual friends were all very supportive. He said he'd had a thing for me for a while now, and he'd confided in a few of them. This made me realize a lot of conversations over the last few months with my boyfriend and other friends had focused quite a bit on hypotheticals about what kind of guys I'd be into if I were gay. So yeah, they were testing the waters and liked my responses, so here we are, I guess. Sadly, starting tomorrow into next week, we are both swamped with work, so we won't be seeing each other for a bit. I can already feel the cute boyfriend withdrawals. It's like I'm quitting smoking all over again. On the plus side, he said he found a few more outfits he wants to show me, so that will be fun once we're both free. Anyway, that's everything. My fragile heterosexuality was shattered by a cute guy's butt in a skirt. So now, even when he's dressed in his jeans and a t-shirt, he's hot as hell. The dam broke. I have caught the gay, and I don't think I can escape it. To the people who are accusing me of making this up, I guess I'm sorry you think this isn't real. Downvote and tell me I suck if that will help. This post is for the supportive people who I had fun talking to last time when I was working through things. If you get some enjoyment from tearing me down, then I'm glad I could help you too. Fry Facts said, she had no clue. She's an idiot. The whole family knew. T-Bond11 said, no one is talking about the raw power behind that. Bro, check out these pics. Damn, who is this baddie? Idiot, it was me. I'm the baddie in those pictures. Alyeska23 said, I wish them the best of luck. It sounds like they both have loving and accepting families, and the friend group is rooting for them as well. Sis totally knew. She read the person posting like a book. This story was made in the AMI The Bad Apple subreddit by a user named Don't Feed the Worm. The post is titled, I refuse to make my brother a grief lasagna because I was on a date. Chaotic beings of Reddit. Okay, so this is going to sound fake, but I swear on my air fryer, this is real. I have a brother, Sam, who just went through a rough breakup. Like, his girlfriend took the dog, the Instant Pot, and his dignity, that kind of breakup. I feel for him, truly, but also I have a life. So here's what went down. Last Saturday night, I was on a date. Not just any date. This was date #3 with a guy who didn't say let's circle back or crypto in the first 10 minutes, which in my dating life is basically the holy grail. We're mid-sushi when I get a barrage of texts from Sam. The gist, dude, I need your grief lasagna, like now. Emergency. Let me pause. Grief lasagna is something I made once when our cat died. It's literally just lasagna, but I layered it with love, cheese, and enough emotional support that he now thinks it has healing properties. He calls it therapy with ricotta. I texted back something supportive like, I'm on a date, but I'll make you a lasagna tomorrow, and I thought that was that. Nope. He proceeds to call me 3 times, sends a crying selfie, and drops a passive-aggressive guess I know who I can count on text, all because I wouldn't bail on a promising date to go full Garfield chef mode. After the date, I check my phone again, and I've got a message from our mother saying, you know he's sensitive, he just needs comfort food, you could have been there for him. Ma'am, he is 28. He has DoorDash, he has hands, he knows how to preheat an oven. I made the lasagna the next day, but now he's being weird and passive-aggressive, and my mom told my aunt, and I'm getting side-eyed at family brunch like I stole a kidney. So, Reddit. Am I the bad apple for not dropping everything to make my grown brother a pan of grief carbs? Update. Thanks for all the comments, laughs, and mild judgment. You all really came through. Since this happened last week, I already have an update, so I thought I might as well share since we have some lovely comments. I ended up talking to Sam. He admitted he overreacted, but said the lasagna just comforts him, like, emotionally. I guess I accidentally created a cheesy trauma support system. I told him I love him, but I'm not dropping a good third date to play Barefoot Contessa every time he gets dumped. We're cool now. I brought him a fresh lasagna the next day, and he texted, this slaps, I forgive you. So, brothers. As for the date, yes, Evan is still around. When I explained the whole grief lasagna meltdown situation, he laughed and said, that's honestly adorable in a weird way. He even asked to try it, so I might be cooking it again soon, but like on purpose this time. Maybe for our next date. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video, and thank you also to partner of the channel, GamerSupps. Use code DLAM to support the channel and get 10% off of your purchase, link in the description. I'm sure many of you like me have a hankering for daily caffeine, so go check them out. Lately, I've been a big fan of Titty Milk and Acid Rain, but they've got dozens of other flavors for y'all to try out. Anyway, thanks again for reaching the end, and I hope you all have an amazing passage of the next 24 hours.